Welcome back to Better Life, Better Business with local business coach and time management expert Christoph Nauer of Balance 6. I'm Rebecca Troxel, founder and CEO of Rebecca's Vault, and your host. Well, Christoph, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, I'm starting off with a very interesting question. Why
Okay.
am I getting a salary? Or if you don't draw a salary, why are you entitled to profits? Have you ever asked yourself that question?
Me personally, no, but I do remember when I first got started asking, when am I going to get to pay myself? But I also know there's a method to your madness. So tell me what you're getting at here.
You're right, that is true. Uh, this is a key question any business owner needs to ask himself or herself constantly. Am I getting paid for my expertise as a coach or for doing my books, admin work, online marketing, writing my blogs? The list goes on.
Gotcha.
If you're not crystal clear why you are getting paid and what results your company expects of you, what you need to accomplish on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, it is very hard for you to perform at your best. In other words, you started your business for a reason, and in order for it to be successful, you need to get specific results. You're getting financially rewarded for performing specific tasks. And quite often, the financial rewards are tied to the quality and quantity of the work you do.
True.
Combined with the work of your employees or team members, you create a product or a service customers are willing to pay for.
Mhm.
So, your job can be broken up into 5 to 7 key result areas.
Okay.
These areas represent the results you absolutely positively have to get to fulfill your responsibilities and make your maximum contribution to your business. As such, it is critical that you focus on these key areas and not other things.
Okay. Well, it sounds like everybody might have slightly different key results areas. So, how would you suggest that I define what my key results areas are?
True, it is defined as something for which you are completely responsible.
Okay.
If you don't do it, it won't get done. It's an activity that is under your control.
Okay.
It is critically important to the work of your employees and team members, if you have them, and failure to perform these activities could really actually ruin your business.
Okay.
So let's compare this with our body, okay? Our
Okay.
blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, brainwave activity, et cetera, are vital functions.
True.
The absence of one of these functions leads to the death of that organism.
Hmm.
So, if I, as a business owner, fail to perform any of the critical result areas, it can lead to the failure of my business.
Okay.
So, the 7 big management and sales key results are and these are for managers, okay?
Okay.
Planning, organizing, staffing, delegating, supervising, measuring, and reporting.
Okay.
Key results of salespeople are prospecting, building rapport and trust, identifying needs, presenting persuasively, answering objections, closing the sale, and getting resales or referrals.
Well, that makes sense. And this is also starting to sound very familiar to me. It sounds very similar to a topic we covered in a previous podcast. Isn't it pretty dang close?
Yes, so a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, kind of flows and interjects, and it repeats itself because it's
Hmm.
all part of the big picture of clarity and how critical
Clarity.
it is. Let me explain.
Okay.
High performers clearly know their key result areas.
Hmm.
What does this mean for you as a business owner? All your employees and team members must be able to clearly identify their key result areas
True.
and communicate them with others in the company. If everybody in the organization clearly understands everybody's key result areas, their responsibilities, then the productivity of that entire team and company will skyrocket.
Makes
So
sense.
hopefully by now your wheels are turning and you make a mental list of your key result areas. Now, two that come to mind right away are hiring the right people and effectively delegating.
Yes.
What else? Now, at this point, I suggest you may pause this podcast and make your list.
Okay, well, as you were talking, I'm making a list and I have an idea of what my key result areas are, but what's next for me? What do I do now that I know what those are?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Once we're done listing our key result areas, I recommend you grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 the highest.
Okay.
Grade yourself in each of these areas.
Hmm.
Where are you strong? Where are you weak? Where are you getting excellent results? And where are you underperforming?
Fair enough.
Now, the rule is that your weakest key result area sets the height at which you can usually use all your other skills and abilities.
Hmm.
I just learned this preparing for this podcast from my mentor, Brian Tracy. In other
Interesting.
words, you could be exceptional in 6 out of 7 key result areas, but poor performance in the 7th will hold you back and
Hmm.
determine how much you achieve with all your other skills.
Interesting.
I know, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So, what does this mean? This
Good question.
weakness will be a constant drag and source of frustration and friction. And, as I think about this, it really is true.
Mm-hmm. It really
So,
is.
poor performance often leads to procrastination.
Yep.
As such, it is critical for everyone on your team to improve, get better. And that's one of the 6 in my business name. Balance 6, is self-improvement.
Yep.
Because the better you become at a particular skill, the more motivated you'll be to perform that skill and the less likely to procrastinate on it.
Makes sense.
So, to give you an example, I
Mhm.
mentioned delegating being a key result area for business owners. And
Yes.
this is really true.
Hmm.
This skill is the key to getting results through others. A business owner who cannot delegate properly is held back from using all his or her other skills at the maximum levels of effectiveness. So, as you can see, poor delegation can lead to poor business performance, stagnation, and even lack of growth.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, once you have that clarity on this, you could look for ways to improve.
Okay.
What can you do to improve your underperforming key areas? We all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. No need to justify or defend any of our weaknesses. Just identify them clearly and
Yeah.
then make a plan on how to get better at it.
This sounds like there are a lot of things that I and our listeners need to reflect on and really ask so that you can get total clarity on what these key result areas are. But if you had to start with just one question to ask yourself, one thing to really help get you started, what do you think is the most important place for all of us to start?
I believe that one of the greatest questions you can ask is, what one skill, if developed and done in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my business?
Hmm.
Let me say this again.
Yes.
What one skill, if developed and done in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my business? Once you have an answer to this question, start working on improving this skill.
Yes.
The good news is all business skills are learnable.
Yay.
One of the
Wonderful.
questions, yes, it's true.
It's true.
Um, and if you don't want to learn that particular skill, delegate it.
Exactly. That's
Well,
delegating
it
is
doesn't
amazing.
mean you have to do that yourself. Okay, that's the beauty
Right.
of it. but then you have to delegate it. And one of the best and fastest way to stop procrastination and get more done faster is to become absolutely excellent at your key result areas. And one that you want to really become excellent at is the D word, delegating.
What I was thinking.
Yes, I mean, that is really a key component. I work with my clients a lot on that.
Yes, you
So
do.
let me repeat this, because this really is a key takeaway from today's podcast. One of the best and fastest way to stop procrastination and get more done faster is to become absolutely excellent at your key result areas. And again, I cannot repeat the one that I believe is one of the biggest and most important ones is delegating.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking as you were talking, is delegating is definitely one of my key results areas. I have to get better at delegating so that I can run my business more effectively. Wow. As always, Christoph, you have given our viewers and myself a lot to think about and put into action. If any of you listening to this podcast think that you could use some help or know someone who could use help and guidance with determining your key results areas and how to take action and put them into effect, Christoph offers his audience a complimentary business breakthrough session. During this session, you will learn how he can help you in your business double your productivity, profits, and time off. All you have to do is go to balance6.biz and sign up for a time that works for you. That's all we have for you today. Lots to put into action this week, and we'll see you next week for another information-packed episode of Better Life, Better Business.
This week's episode of Better Life, Better Business is brought to you by CA&C Video Productions. Since 1985, CA&C Video has been providing live streaming, event production, and analog to digital transfer services. They capture those life-changing moments, preserving your history for current and future generations. Because your history matters. Visit their website at cacvideo.com. Thank you so much for your sponsorship.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to another episode of Better Life, Better Business with business and time management coach Christoph Nauer with Balance 6, the leading business and time management company in Northern California. Visit them at balance6.biz.